Hello, my name is Mikaila Delgado. I am the singer of the band Yours Truly, and I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome.
You keep calling my name, keep calling my name.
Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome is a connective tissue disorder. It affects all different parts of the body, most importantly, the joints. I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old, so I've lived most of my life knowing kind of what's going on. My main symptoms are dislocations, fatigue, pain, bruising, and there are so many things I'm still learning about myself. Having an invisible illness or an invisible disability can be quite invalidating when it comes to looking for understanding with other people. I think there has been many times where if I haven't had something physically dislocated to kind of show physical proof, that it's been something that people may not be able to understand. I think that the more that we speak about these things being real, like illnesses and real disabilities, the more awareness that we will bring up for people to be a bit more understanding. When we started touring, I was interested to see how my body would handle it. I've been very lucky that I've found ways to be able to handle my dislocations and handle my pain. The only thing that sometimes gives me a little bit of anxiety about touring is being so far away from doctors and being away from the things that I'm used to. On tour, I'm definitely less likely to search for help. I kind of will just try to ride it out to the end of the tour until I get home and I'm able to see my doctors in Australia. Just because on tour you're usually in one place for a very short amount of time, that to try to figure out when you're going to see a doctor in what city and when you're going to have time off, it's very difficult. To be able to have some kind of support available for artists on the road would be amazing. It's just something that I've just never really been offered. Maybe there is, I'm not too sure. Maybe there is something that exists like this, but some sort of thing in place where there was some kind of fund or some kind of help for artists that do travel a lot, because I think that does deter a lot of people from following that dream of just the uncertainty of will I be able to get help if something goes wrong. And most of the times it is really hard to explain how something so physical and internal can feel, that I guess sometimes the best way for me at least is to write a song about it and to be kind of poetic. Because even now, sitting and speaking, I'm just this is this thing that I've experienced my whole life. But even just trying to put it into words, it's if only I could show you how it feels. In a weird way, I don't know how normal feels. So this to me is normal. And the only thing that I can do is sing about my experiences. And if it's something that you can relate to, then I guess it's kind of my job, I guess, to be able to collate some kind of understanding and some kind of comfort. No one's ever going to feel exactly what you feel, but to know that there are other people in the world that to different degrees have some kind of hardship or some kind of difficulty, to know that you're not alone, I think is really nice. I remember the first time we went to the States, I had people come in a whole bunch of different cities and be I also have EDS. Actually just recently happened. I met someone when we were in Boston, and she was my daughter. She was with her, she had brought her daughter, and she was she has EDS, and I wanted to show her that you can get up on stage and you can have a good time and you can move around, and which I think I'm very fortunate that I'm in the position that I can do that, because EDS is such a wide condition. People have all different, a whole different scale of ability. But it was nice to talk to this girl and I think I just told her, I was just just live your life and try to do what makes you happy at the capacity that you can, and that trying your hardest and doing your best is really all that matters.
You want another
A thing that yours truly really stands for is representation of people with disabilities working in music. I think that we definitely don't leave enough space for people who, aren't able-bodied to be working, in music, to be on stage. I think that it's something that if people see themselves represented in artists or even people working in festivals, that they will see that as an opportunity for something that they can do as well. I think my biggest advice is to make sure that you have a support system, and to talk to your family and your friends about the way that you're feeling, and just to know that there are people that you always have beside you, that when you do want to do something like touring or be a musician or tell your story, that you do have people to turn back to and kind of like feel at home with. One thing that I've learnt in my, I think, 10 years of touring is that I've had to change the way that I do things. I've had to change my own expectations. And I've also just learnt how to be honest with myself. Having a disability or an illness and doing something like touring can be scary sometimes. Also understanding that like sometimes things aren't going to go the way that you want it to, or go to plan, I think is another thing you have to make peace with. And I think I just realized that is just kind of like life. Sometimes it takes you a little bit longer to get where somewhere else has gotten in a shorter amount of time. But that is just because that's their path and it's not yours.
I'm just living that life. One touch, don't bless it, but it's still warm. I got money, you can have because of affection.
I feel very motivated by the fact that I'm doing the things that I was told when I was very young that I probably wouldn't be able to do. I feel very fortunate that I get to do what I do and I get to be on stage. And I think that all I can really do is tell my story, and share with other people the things that I've experienced. And if that allows someone else to feel a little bit inspired to kind of go after what they want to go after and follow their dreams, and that's kind of what I feel like the whole purpose of me doing music and being in Yours Truly and everything that we stand for. I truly think that anyone should have the opportunity to follow their dream, or to be able to do something that they set their mind to. And if, touring is that thing and being in music is that thing, then you just find a way to make it work for you.
Triple.